What's up, guys? Dr. Matt here, and today we're going to talk about the last two components of the things that you need to focus on to achieve optimal health. And those things are optimizing nutrition and optimizing your mindset. Now, when it comes to nutrition, I always end up going down a very long, deep rabbit hole because nutrition can be very complex. But I promise you, I will stay away from it today and just give you the higher level stuff, and we can go down rabbit holes another time. So when it comes to nutrition, there are so many different views out there, from high fat to low fat, high protein, low protein, vegan, carnivore, and everything in between. There's even a group that basically says as long you can eat anything that you want as long as you're within a certain calorie range. It's just calories in, calories out. As long as you keep your calories low, then you can eat anything that you want. And while there is some merit to that, I find that it's not as valuable for people, that people really struggle with that. And so there are certain things that I think many people will agree on when it comes to nutrition. And the number one thing is staying away from processed foods. So eating a diet largely consisting of unprocessed whole foods. The second thing that I found incredibly valuable for people is prioritizing protein. Now, when it comes to body composition and satiety, meaning how full you get and it staying full for longer, the number one macronutrient is going to be protein. And so when you look at macronutrients, there's three macronutrients: protein, carbs, and fat. And so protein is very satiating, and it has a high thermogenic effect. So it really helps with metabolism and staying full longer. I just had somebody recently who had a significant other who had been dieting like crazy and exercising like crazy and just couldn't lose weight. And I told him, I said, I guarantee that she's not optimizing her protein. And so we talked about her getting 1 gram of protein, animal protein, per pound of ideal body weight per day. And she's been doing that. And after going months or even years of not being able to lose weight, she's lost like 10 pounds in the last month. And so it's really, really powerful when you optimize for protein. The second thing that you want to avoid doing is you want to avoid the highly processed food and sugar. Because what happens is you eat it, it spikes your glucose and it spikes your insulin, and then you crash and you get really hungry again. Your body ends up storing all of that extra energy as fat. And so you really want to, number one, prioritize protein, stick to a whole food based diet, and don't worry so much in the beginning of the quantity of food, because if you're eating the right foods, your body is naturally going to tell you when it's full over time. And so if we're looking at a couple of resources that I would look into that I found really, really valuable, number one is the Whole30 diet is great. It's really all about optimizing for whole foods and natural foods, and they have a ton of free resources online. Another thing that I love is what's known as the Vertical diet. That's a really cool diet that's a low FODMAP, so it's very easy on the digestive system and very high in nutrients. That one's a great one as well. And then if you want some more information on nutrition, our Facebook group I have tons of resources in there. I've done videos and articles all about nutrition and optimizing for nutrition. And so if you guys want to talk about it more in the office, just let me know. And I'd be more than happy to have a complimentary consult with you and get your diet and your nutrition on track. Because it's if you can dial in your nutrition, it's going to help reduce inflammation, and it's just going to help you maximize and get better results with your adjustments. The last component of the four that I wanted to talk about is mindset, stress. So when you're under lots of stress, what that does is it shifts you into a sympathetic state. Your sympathetic state is your fight or flight system. That's the one where you increase cortisol and your other stress hormones, and our bodies create a lot of inflammation from that. We don't get the rest we need. We don't get the sleep that we need. And then because of all of that, our body is not in a healing, digesting, regenerative state. It's in a catabolic, but also kind of storage state at the same time. It's really interesting where it'll break certain parts of your body down, but then also store more fat as well. And so if you're not optimizing for your mindset, you're not getting the sleep that you need, and you're not able to regulate those stress hormones that have a big effect on inflammation, healing, and digestion. And so practicing gratitude, so every morning waking up, thinking about, okay, what are 3 things that you could be grateful for? Spending time with people that you love and care about. If you're gonna watch something on TV, I love watching a show at the end of the night to wind down. Watch something that is funny or entertaining, not something that's gonna stress you out. And the other thing too is just focus on the information that you're bringing in, that you're bringing in quality information. So listening to podcasts and listening to audiobooks that build your self-esteem, that build your confidence, that help you to grow, rather than mindlessly going through social media where things are not real and people are airbrushed and there's filters for everything. And all that does is make us feel bad about ourselves because our life isn't as good as the fake lives of the people that post on social media. And so ever since I've made a commitment to minimize my interaction on social media, it's made a huge difference in my sleep and my mindset. And so surround yourself with things that are going to be positive. So if we are going to recap here into some action steps, the first action step for nutrition is going to be optimizing for protein, and then also decreasing the amount of processed foods that you have in your diet. The best way to do that is to prepare to go grocery shopping, or if you're buying groceries online, make sure that before you go to buy anything, you set a goal, you set parameters, you stay out of certain aisles, and when you're shopping online, all you need is the discipline for 5 minutes or so while you're choosing the food that you want to buy to not click on the ones that you know you're going to regret eating after you get them. Then when it comes to mindset, start your morning with gratitude, stay off of social media at night before you go to bed, and build deeper, more quality, more communicative relationships with the people that you love and care about most. And I promise you, when you can combine all 4 of those categories together, there's not a shadow of doubt in my mind that 3 months from now, your life will not be radically different from where it is today. So coming up next, we're going to be going through the final episode of this series, which you do not want to miss. This is where we bring together everything that we talked about before and really make it actionable, make it real, and set the stage for you to get incredible results with your care over these next few months. So thank you so much. We'll see you next time.